A few months ago, we did Face of Kenya, UK. You saw the beautiful girl on the runway, Caroline Muturi. She is here today to talk about her personal development and also how she's progressing with her charity work, because that's what made her want to join the Face of Kenya, UK project. Caroline, welcome to the program and thank you.
Thank you very much, Janet.
So how far have we gone from the day that you left Face of Kenya on June 1st? Tell us what happened. Why did you go so quickly to Sierra Leone?
Yes, well, when I joined Face of Kenya UK and I actually enrolled to be one of the contestants, one of the reasons why I enrolled was because of my passion for charity work. I am a water engineer by profession and I was studying a master's at Cranfield University and I was doing a water program, community water and sanitation option to be precise, and I was going to Sierra Leone to do part of my dissertation. But at the same time, it was an opportunity for me to see what are possible projects that we can be able to do, even as we call ourselves models and beauty and you know, people in the fashion industry. That it's not just about the glam and the beauty and, you know, they're all looking good and all, but we do also have a heart to be able to reach out to the poor people and the people who are less fortunate. So I went to Sierra Leone on a sponsored project for my dissertation, and I was working on some water projects. I was doing a research on how we can help people in the rural parts of Sierra Leone to be able to access water and sanitation.
As a Face of Kenya UK, that project was very important to us as well, and that is why we wanted to bring you to the program, because as part of what we want to do is to improve people's lives in Kenya, especially at the grassroots, and the water project is a big one. So what did you learn in Sierra Leone or during your master's program of water sanitation, or rather as a water engineer, what have you learned that can help Kenya to improve the access to clean water?
I think first and foremost, what I actually gained in terms of experience in Sierra Leone was looking at how people can be a little bit innovative. I think most of the times we want to make solutions from the outside world. We are in London and we are in a developed country. And of course, countries like the UK have made steps in terms of achieving water and sanitation for their people. But I think at times we become too overtaken by whatever we are seeing here, and we expect people back home to sort of have the same things. We want them to have tap water, which is really good, but I think we need to go back home and look at ways we can be innovative, and that is what I really learned when I went to Sierra Leone. I looked at the communities and how they lived, and in terms of their economic status, and what I was trying to get is to be able to think out of the box in a manner that we can be able to involve our communities to get more empowered, to be able to have their own technologies that are more affordable to them, and these technologies will help them and they'll be even more sustainable. Because my research was based on sustainability, because the problem we are having in Africa is we are having projects from the developed countries being taken down to them, but these projects end up not being sustainable. So my dissertation, my research was based on how do we make these programs more sustainable.
More sustainable. Yes. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of these projects happening back in Africa. Sure. Actually, we have the Festival Kenya being done by a charity called Whatever They Need. Yes. They are running a very beautiful festival in the UK, whatever they need, yes. And they're going to make wells in the Laikipia region. Sure. And those are people based in the UK that have gone there and done some research. Yes. Now, you have also interacted with a lot of charities here in the UK, yes. And even back home from your previous experience as a volunteer and even now as somebody who's going in as a professional. Yes. What would you like to tell these charities when they're accessing an African country for support? What do they need to find out about that place?
I think what charities in the UK or from developed countries need to understand, especially in terms of the water and sanitation sector, because that's where I am trained in, is that Africans do have needs, but at the same time there is a lot of potential that has not been explored. I think the mistake most of the times we do, and that's the reason why our projects end up not being sustainable, is because we go there assuming we've got all the solutions. Remember, the issue of water and sanitation is slightly context dependent. Different countries respond to needs differently. The situation in Sierra Leone in West Africa might not be exactly the same as Kenya, because Kenya is in East Africa. We are dealing with water, we are talking of the hydrogeological situations. There are many things that are playing part and parcel of the problem. So I think the most important step is to find out what is the root cause of every need that people have in a particular region, and trying to work with the professionals from that country to better understand the problem and be able to work with stakeholders at the grassroots level to be able to address the issue. Rather than most of it being top down, I would advocate for a learning experience. When I say learning experience, I mean you go to the grassroots and do a learning experience. You sort of interact with the people who are there and find out what is the root cause of the problem and how can we address the problem, and of course bring professionals on board.
Fantastic. And yes, you joined the Face of Kenya UK. We were so proud to have you, especially due to your qualification, due to your passions, and the fact that you brought so much on the table and learning to the other girls. What would you like to say for the future of Face of Kenya UK? What would you like to see? Because this is a project well started. What would you like to see for the future?
Wow, that's an amazing question. I enrolled on Face of Kenya UK because I had a vision. And my vision was, as a model, I don't believe that just every beautiful girl is just out there just to showcase how beautiful they are. There are those of us that have got something to offer the society. And we've been blessed, like myself, to go to school and to study and to have a career as well. And we would like to be given the opportunity to use our beauty alongside our career. So that is what I would like to see for the future Face of Kenya UK. I would like to see girls who've got something going on inside of them, somebody with a, with a push, somebody with a passion to do something in society, but at the same time has got a face, is beautiful, does not mind looking, beautiful and bold and elegant. And I think there is nothing wrong as a girl looking beautiful and pretty, but having some values. So for me, I would like to see the future of Miss Face of Kenya UK. I would like to see girls who've got a passion, who've got a drive, who've got something to do for society. There is so much we can give back to our society, back in Africa, back in our motherland, Kenya. I would like to see girls who've got that passion to do something for the society, but at the same time are elegant and beautiful and not ashamed of it.
Oh, very good. It's good to hear that. Well, thank you, and I'll take that on board, because I think it's very important that we learn from the girls themselves. We might have a good thing, we might feel that we really need to do this project, but unless we get feedback from people like you, then we will not improve. Now, how can that spirit of togetherness be repeated here in the diaspora? Because you'll be one who've seen that the diaspora can be quite divided over some little things.
Yes.
How can we bring that spirit to the diaspora? And also, I keep saying, through the young people.
Thank you. I think one of the lessons that I have learned while being here in London is that every time people look at you, the first thing they do see is they do not see your tribe. Most people here do not even know what a Kikuyu is. I've had friends of mine and I tell them I'm a Kikuyu and they ask me, okay, Caroline, so what exactly is a Kikuyu? And what exactly is a Luo? And the thing is, they just want to hear you're Kenyan. I think most of the people here know us as Kenyans, and they see us maybe mostly during the rugby events, the 7-7s, and we carry our flag, we are very proud. And I think that is the message we should be passing across. Especially as young people, I think we need to get out of this issue of who we are and where we come from in terms of tribes and stuff like that. We are in the 21st century. I believe we are living in a world where everybody wants to know what it is you can offer. It really doesn't matter where you come from. If you've got something to say and something that we need, we are going to take what you give us. So I think especially with civilization and also with education and getting ourselves free and providing solutions to the world, people are really less interested. Look at somebody like Obama. Until he actually ran for presidency, that's when people were saying, oh, he has some Kenyan blood here and there. I think people were just interested in Obama as a person because he had something to offer. So for my fellow youth here in the UK and the rest of the diaspora, the message I would like to pass across is, we are Kenyans. That is it.
We are Kenyans.
I think we are Kenyans. Let's be proud of being Kenyans. Let's come together, do things that are able to show people, because people here have not had an opportunity, some of them, to go to Kenya. So when they look at me as Caroline, the way I carry myself, the way I do my things, they get a representation of Kenya. So if they see somebody who is bitter about her country, somebody who is not proud, they get the impression that life in Kenya is so miserable. And they wouldn't even want to visit. But when they see young people who are proud of their country, like I am, we have things like the Masai Mara that we would like them to come and see. We have elephants. I remember joking to my friends and telling them, in Nairobi there is a place you can actually go and have dinner and watch zebras, you know, drinking some water. That you cannot get in London. Let's be serious about it. It's something you can only get in Nairobi. And we need to be telling them these things. So I think the message we should be passing across is Kenya is a beautiful country. We've lived in peace and harmony. We've been fighting terrorism, yes, but we've got so much to offer. And we love people, we love smiling, we love sharing the stuff that we've achieved since independence. And yes, there are beautiful malls like Westgate, so they can still come and do their shopping. And
the models like
yes, and beautiful people. And we're going to tell them Jambo Kenya, and as usual, Hakuna Matata.
Fantastic. You know what you've said is quite clear, that we are the branding agent of our country. And unless we can brand it positively, people are not going to get that brand. And I think when we did the Face of Kenya on June 1st, 2013, many people came out saying this is the best thing ever, because the young people will teach the adult what it means to work together, to unite, and to be proud to be Kenyan. So I'm glad that you said it here today. Now, well, we get to see you very quickly here in London. You're a busy girl. Again, you're flying out. Things seems to be working out. You and your charity Blood. So where is this leading you now?
Well, let me just say, I am at a place in my career that I thank God, because it is every girl's dream, or let me say it has been my dream, to be able to give back to society. Ever since I was born in Mombasa, in Kenya, I had the opportunity to grow up in a city like Mombasa. But while I was still young, about 6 years old, my parents moved to a very rural part of Kenya, which is called Water in Makueni. It's one of the very semi-arid places in Kenya. And at that particular time, water was really a shortage. And I saw firsthand the difference between those who have and those who do not have. And I remember firstly asking my mom, why is it that we cannot have tap water like Mombasa here? Why is it that people here do not have flushed toilets like in Mombasa, the city? And I remember my mom trying to explain to me at that young age, there is city life, there is rural life. And then I went again to ask her, what can we do for the people in the rural life? Because my passion grew from that age. I wanted to find a solution, because I kept feeling just because you live in a rural part does not mean that that is the end of it. I felt that there must be something that can be done for people in the rural parts. So that has grown up to be a passion that I'm following through, and that is what took me even to JQuad to study water engineering. That is what brought me to the UK to get a master's in the same field. And now I am proud, and I think Africa is just, I don't know what the future holds. I would love to work in different parts of Kenya, in the rural parts, just to realize this dream. Obviously, I'm looking into other options, Southern Sudan as well, Lesotho if possible, Sierra Leone if they want me again. So my passion is just to see every part of Africa, sub-Saharan Africa to be precise. Every people, every person that lives in the rural part gets access to safe water and sanitation. That is my passion.
Fantastic. You are so passionate about this, and I do believe we are so lucky as Face of Kenya to have a model who's so passionate about community life and water projects. So I am not worried, because I know you will go out there in Africa, in Kenya, and South Sudan as well, to develop projects that we in the Face of Kenya UK board can use, even to work with you to help those people, to manage those people, because I do believe where there's a will,
there is a way.
There's a way. Yes. So thank you very much, Caroline. Is there anything finally you'd like to say to us in the UK as you say goodbye?
I think what I would like to say is I would love to keep coming. I am going to keep coming for the Kenyan events that we're going to have. And I look forward to seeing young people in the UK doing things that are positive, sending a positive message. And like I said, when I was asked my question during the pageant, I said that Kenya needs us, Africa needs us. The UK is already blessed. They've got so many expertise, they've got people who've studied in different fields, but back home, people are struggling. They need somebody to show them the way. We need people who are passionate enough to say goodbye to this beautiful, good life of the tube and, you know, and everything, and just having a comfortable life, just sacrificing a little bit, going back home, living with those people in rural areas and making their life better. That is what I would love to see in the future. But yes, it's not goodbye forever. I am going to come for events, and I look forward to interacting with my friends. And to everyone who voted for me, thank you very much. To my friends who came to support me during the pageant, it was one of the most amazing days I could ever have had. I had so much fun. It was amazing. It was beautiful. It was a dream come true as well. I had friends who supported me all the way from America, and they kept calling and saying, oh my God, Caroline, you came, we don't believe it. But I thank God. And to my friends, especially in Nairobi, I'm coming there tomorrow. So I'm going to see you, and it's going to be a good time.
Wow, viewers, that's Caroline, our second runner-up, Face of Kenya UK, ready to go there, back in Kenya, do her thing, because what we know, we are sending a patron in Kenya to actually find ways that we in the diaspora, not just the UK, because Caroline has what it takes to go there and maneuver her way, bring proposals to make sure that the diaspora become the face of Kenya, because we can build the Kenya we want. We can put the good life in Kenya that we have here. Yes. We just have to have the will, the power, we've got it already. Yes. As Caroline said again, we have really been educated here, abroad, expertise, you have it. So take whatever you have learned here. And by the way, in terms of payment, you get paid very well with your experience and your education from London, from America. The pay in Kenya is quite as good. Yes. So don't be afraid to take what you've learned here in the UK, take it to Kenya and see what it takes and how many lives you could save, how many companies you can lift up, because it is you, the young people, that are the face of Kenya.
Hello.
Hi.
Caroline, why should we choose you to be the face of Kenya?
I believe that I'm a Kenyan, and I'm a proud Kenyan. What I showcase from the beginning of the competition to now has been authentic. It's been Kenyan. It's been made by one of the Kenyan designers. And I am a proud Kenyan, and I go natural from my hair to everything that I have. This is Kenya. This is what you get in Kenya. And I believe that fashion in Kenya is bold and beautiful. And given an opportunity, I would be able to sell Kenya here in the UK. Thank you very much.
Thank you.